Last night on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the studio transformed from a late-night talk show into a full-blown battleground when beloved actor Tom Hanks was kicked off the set following a fiery on-air clash with Jimmy Kimmel. What started as a lighthearted conversation quickly spiraled into chaos, leaving the audience stunned, producers scrambling, and social media exploding with reactions. It began innocently enough. Hanks, ever the icon of charm and humility, stepped on stage with his signature smile, ready to talk about his latest film and reflect on a legendary career. But Kimmel had other plans, opening with a sharp jab. "Tom, are you really Hollywood's nice guy, or are you just really good at acting like one?" The tone was set. The comment, delivered with Kimmel's trademark sarcasm, drew mixed reactions, a few nervous laughs, a few stiffened postures. Hanks chuckled tightly. "I'm the real deal, Jimmy, you're just a host." The tension crackled instantly. Kimmel, sensing an opening, rolled a clip of one of Hanks's less successful films. "This is your legacy?" he smirked. "Gold or just a glossy reel?" Hanks fired back, calm but clearly stung. "It's gold, Jimmy, I connect, you deflect." The audience split. Some applauded, others whispered. Behind the cameras, producers exchanged urgent glances. The segment was going off script and fast. As the heat intensified, Hanks leaned in. "You don't get my work, Jimmy. I tell stories. You tell gags." Kimmel shot back without flinching. "Stories? Tom, you're stirring chaos, and I'll prove it." The room shifted. The crowd gasped. Phones came out. A line had been crossed. Hanks's trademark warmth was fading. Kimmel's grin sharpened. Then came the jab that cracked the night open. Kimmel quipped, "Your roles? They ring hollow. That charm? It's your crutch." The studio erupted, some cheering, others jeering. Hanks's jaw clenched. "Hollow? I deliver heart. You deliver punchlines." Kimmel smirked. "Heart or reruns? Tom, you're a one-man comfort zone." Hanks's eyes narrowed. "Comfort zone? I've shaped cinema, you've shaped skits." The crowd lost it. Chants of "Go Tom," battled cries of "Kimmel." The division was complete. Producers whispered urgently into headsets. "He's locked in." The segment was careening toward disaster. Kimmel leaned in, voice cool. "Skits? Tom, you're the act. Your fuse? Lit." But Hanks wasn't done. He leaned forward, voice raw. "Act? I've got soul, Jimmy. I touch lives, you chase laughs." That's when Kimmel delivered the blow that sealed it. "Touching lives? You're touching flops, Tom." He pointed toward Hanks's clenched fists. The crowd exploded, some with cheers, some with boos. Social media lit up. Tom Hanks rattled on live TV. "Kimmel just poked the wrong bear." Hashtags trended instantly. From Hanks vs. Kimmel, Tom snaps. Late night meltdown security stepped in moments later. The show cut to commercial. Hanks was escorted off the set, not with drama, but with quiet fury. What shocked everyone wasn't just the escalation, but how fast it all happened. The clash didn't just rock the room, it fractured the internet. What comes next? Will Kimmel address the fallout? Will Hanks respond publicly? One thing's clear. This wasn't just a late-night spat. This was a televised firestorm. Before you go, drop a comment telling us where you're watching from, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories that shake Hollywood to its core, because when the masks come off, the real show begins. The tension was unbearable. The studio pulsed with heat. Sources say Tom Hanks's hands tightened around the desk. His voice, trembling but defiant, rang out, "Flops? I'm a force, Jimmy. I'll outlast your snark." But Kimmel didn't flinch. He went in for the kill. "Force? You're a punchline now, Tom." The crowd erupted. Cheers, boos, people standing, shouting. Producers frantically signaled for a break, hands waving, eyes wide. Then Hanks snapped. "I'm not sparking. You're nothing." His bravado cracked under the pressure. The studio spun into chaos. Insiders whispered, "He's unraveling." The clash had reached its boiling point, and it was still rising. Jimmy Kimmel Live exploded into a firestorm. Kimmel's wit became a flamethrower, delivering a relentless barrage that drove America's sweetheart into a meltdown. Hanks's charm, his armor, was crumbling. The studio turned into a war zone of divided loyalties. Then came the breaking point. Kimmel leaned in, his grin razor-sharp. Punchline? Your films are fluff. That shine, it's a sham. He rolled a ruthless montage. Box office bombs, critics' shrugs. The audience gasped. Some laughed, some groaned. Hanks's jaw locked tight. Fluff? He barked. I'm a storyteller, Jimmy. You're a cynic. The crowd surged, some cheering him on, others booing, all filming. The producers froze, the live feed teetering, but Kimmel wasn't done. Storyteller, you're stirring chaos. Look at the mess, Tom. That jab hit home. Hanks snapped. Chaos? I built connection, Jimmy. You built nothing. His voice was fierce, but faltering. The crowd exploded again. Rise up, Tom, some shouted. Sit down, old man, others taunted. Phones everywhere. Clips were already going viral. Kimmel narrowed his eyes. Connection. You're fading, Tom. You're slipping. He pointed at Hanks's flushed face. The chants grew. Break him. Ease up. The air was electric. Then came the snap. Hanks stood, slammed his fists on the desk. Fading? I'm a force, Jimmy. I'll bury you. The room erupted. Kimmel didn't miss a beat. Force? You're a flop factory, Tom. Bury yourself. The crowd fractured. Some rushed forward. Others screamed from their seats. Clips exploded on X. Hanks unhinged. Kimmel goes nuclear. As Hanks bellowed, I'm not a flop. I'll crush you. His voice cracked, fist pounding, eyes blazing. The studio ignited, screaming, shouting, a powder keg of chaos. Sources say producers were shouting into headsets, calling for security. He's hot. Get in there now. But Hanks wasn't done. He pointed, sweating, shaking. You're a nobody, Jimmy. I'm everything. Kimmel rose to his feet, calm, cutting. Everything? You're a tantrum, Tom, and you're crashing, live. The crowd lost it. Cups flew, phones streamed. Hanks roared. I'm not crashing, you're done. His voice thundered, his eyes wild. Insiders say, that's when it was clear he'd crossed the edge. The studio spiraled into a fiery collapse. Kimmel's pressure never let up. Hanks couldn't hold it together. And just like that, Jimmy Kimmel Live hit its peak and its breaking point. The Confrontation, a brutal, unforgettable showdown, left the studio scorched, the internet in flames. Viewers were stunned. The quote, dominating headlines, I'm not crashing, you're done. Kimmel's final blow landed, and security stepped in. Tom Hanks was ejected. The night was sealed in late-night infamy. It was an eruption. Explosive, raw, unstoppable. Kimmel's grin turned cold as steel. He landed the blow without mercy. Crashing, Tom. Your star's a sham, and you're the proof. His voice cut sharp, cruel. The screen lit up with a brutal mock reel, flops, faded posters, forgotten reviews. The audience reeled, laughter clashing with gasps. Tom Hanks's face twisted. Sham, he thundered. I'm a titan, Jimmy. You're a speck. His voice boomed, but cracked with fury. The crowd surged again, cheers and boos colliding in a storm. Producers froze. The live feed held. Chaos loomed. Kimmel leaned in. Titan? You're a tire, Tom, burning live. It was vicious, final. And Hanks lunged. Fire? I built connection. You built nothing. His fury was volcanic, eyes blazing. Kimmel didn't blink. Connection? You're a meltdown, Tom, sparks to toast. He pointed at Hanks's trembling frame. The audience roared. Fall! Fall! Some chanted. Hold on! Others begged. Phones lit the studio like lightning. Clips shot across X. One read, Hanks, done. Trending instantly. Then Hanks roared, I'm not toast, you're trash. His hands slammed the desk. The cue stage shook under his fury. Insiders say that's when it blew wide open. Hanks stood, towering, unhinged. Trash? I'm a legend, Jimmy. I'll crush you. His voice was raw, ragged, boiling over. Kimmel leaned in like a dagger. Legend, you're a mess, Tom. Crashing. Live. The crowd snapped. Some stood filming, others screamed. Clips flooded. Hanks loses it. Live. Meltdown in real time. Millions were already watching. Hanks bellowed, "I'm not a mess. You're nothing." The desk rattled. His control shattered. His rage overwhelming. Then came the moment that sealed. Its sources say Hanks ripped off his mic. "I'm done with this. You're dead." He hurled the mic down. Crash. The sound echoed. Kimmel laughed. "Dead? You're the wreck, Tom. Get out." The words were cold, brutal, final. The crowd erupted. Some stormed the stage edge. Others chanted, "Kick him out." Security moved in. Hanks thrashed, "Let me go. I'll walk." His fury scorched the air. It was over. The confrontation was complete. Insiders whispered, "He's shattered." Kimmel's triumph was total. Hanks was gone. Jimmy Kimmel Live descended into chaos as America's beloved icon was kicked off live TV. His roaring exit burned into millions of screens. Hanks's final cry? "Let me go. I'll walk." He tore free, his frame tense, face flushed. Kimmel stood cool, arms crossed. "Get out, Tom. Your mess is done." The audience broke. "Gone, gone. No, Tom." Security trailed behind as Hanks stomped off stage, the feed capturing every wild stride. A storm vanishing into the shadows, under the harsh studio lights. Insiders say fans surged forward, phones raised, catching every second. Some pounded chairs, screaming, "He's out." Others wept. "Hanks forever." The producers stood frozen, headsets buzzing. "He's off," one stammered. "Keep it live." The camera held steady on the wrecked desk, a monument to a collapse. Kimmel leaned into the silence. "That's the Hanks exit, folks. All charm, no hold." His voice dripped mockery. The studio roared. Laughter cracked through the chaos like thunder. Cups flew, phones streamed. The energy, untamed, feral. But it wasn't just rage that made this moment unforgettable. It was Hanks's collapse. Sources report his final snarl. "I'll bury you," roared and vanishing, almost swallowed by the storm. His defiance drowned beneath the noise as Kimmel waved him off. "Bury me? You buried. Yourself, Tom. See you around." A brutal farewell. The crowd split. Cheers collided with boos. X exploded. Clips of Hanks's frenzied exit went nuclear. "He's done," read one post, racking up millions of shares. Another showed the mic toss in slow-mo. Kimmel kicked him. Viral. Instant. The wreckage looped non-stop. Insiders say producers. Let it roll. The chaos too hot to cut. The ratings? A gold rush. Backstage, the aftermath hit like a wave. Hanks's team scrambled. He'd cornered himself, pacing, fists clenched. "This isn't over," he rasped, voice shredded with rage. Aides tried to calm him. Meanwhile, Kimmel strolled back out. "That's how you boot a star," he quipped to the crowd, smug, victorious. Cheers exploded. Fans surged forward. Phones lit the stage as security cleared the wings. The night? A smoldering wreck. Online, the tide turned fast. One thread read, "Kimmel's king." Another, "He broke him. Live." The hosts win? Locked. The fallout? Just beginning. The storm didn't stop when the cameras cut. America's cherished actor was ejected, his golden image shattered. The internet blazed with takes. What began as a passionate defense of legacy ended in a viral implosion. Hanks's downfall was a wildfire. Backstage, he raged, "This isn't over." Insiders said he paced like a cage storm. Cameras caught glimpses. X surged. Later, he posted, "I'll keep shining." 140,000 likes. But replies swamped it. "You crashed, Tom." Trending. The mic toss looped. Clips everywhere. Hollywood. Tantrum memes flooded TikTok and Instagram. Supporters rallied. "He's a hero, they ambushed him." But the tide surged anyway, his reputation bruised. Kimmel's camp? Glory-soaked. Sources say his next show opened with, We had Hanks. He flared. I floored him. The line pulled record ratings, a 65% spike. Analysts noted, Kimmel owned it. His team buzzed. The win was loud, but some whispered, Hanks is plotting. The silence ominous. The triumph, edged with risk. The internet split like tectonic plates. Fans mourned. They broke him. He's gold. Critics pounced. Loud flop. Threads dissected his fury. He snapped. One pundit called it, Kimmel played it perfect, but the cost was real. PR alarms blared. Hanks's film buzz, fading. His brand, scorched. Insiders say he's holed up, fuming. A counterstrike is brewing, maybe a major interview. His silence, loud. The ejection is a scar. The ripple effects, seismic. Late-night TV is rattled. Experts call it a shift. Kimmel didn't flip the script. He torched it. Networks are watching. Will they embrace the madness or double down? On Control, audiences are split, half cheer. He fell, a star burned out. Half wince. Too far. The clash is now a cultural burn mark. Hanks's fall, Kimmel's peak, etched in viral legend. This isn't over, it's just the fuse. Hanks's comeback, Kimmel's next strike, set to ignite. So if you're hooked on this madness, smash that subscribe, because the next blaze could go nuclear.